Hi everyone, Dr. O here again in the latter part of week 2 of our special topics class on employee engagement. I hope you're enjoying the class and finding some insights, some things that prompt your thinking or maybe give you some clarity about issues that are important to you as you go through the course. This is one of the courses where the final exam is totally whatever you make of application and using these insights to enrich your work experience and perhaps the work experience of others. Now, a couple of comments looking backwards and some looking forward in the course. Looking backwards a bit, it's been a pleasure to read the discussion posts, the discussion comments from week 1, where the Adam Grant givers and taker material was considered, planning for post-pandemic season has been considered, and the Alive at Work, the chapter 1 of the Alive at Work book has prompted quite a few very interesting comments and reflections. I'd encourage you to continue to make some substantial posts when you do the first part of that discussion process. It's been done quite well by and large by the whole class. So keep up the good work. And one thing that you might consider doing is ending your initial post with a question. So someone who sees that might respond kind of directly to something that you're proposing or asking about. Not required, but it's an interesting way to give a different kind of dynamic to the discussion threads if some of you choose to do that. As we head into discussion that's already started here from week 2, it's been nice to read some of the comments and reactions to the podcast from the Table group. And it's a podcast by Patrick Lencioni and a colleague or two talking about the purpose of work. I really enjoy the way that they explore this topic because it's not really prescriptive. It's not telling you work must mean this exact thing to you because that's the way it is. It's not that way at all. It shows an appreciation for the place of work maybe being different in different people's lives and maybe changing over the seasons of your career. So I really encourage you to think about your own why for work and include that in your discussion, first discussion post, just to maybe just a bit of a window into what you're thinking about in terms of your own purpose for work. The second question asks about who wins when we're measuring employee engagement, and that lets you draw on a number of materials and discussion items you might have come across already in the course. I really want you to consider agency. Who's the one finding value or participating deeply in the measurement process? And what are some of the issues that we should see as great advantages? Maybe there's some concerns. Now, as we go into week 3 materials, you're going to see that there's a few short articles from the HBR, the Harvard Business Review, or the digital version of it. And these are pretty short. This one is about engagement around the globe, charted. So it shows engagement levels in different parts of the world. And I'd encourage you to particularly consider the one factor that seems to be a big determinant of high and low engagement in a variety of different parts of the world. This one is about hospitals and patient satisfaction, employee engagement, and employee hospital performance, right? Profitability and so forth. And it uses, there's some reference to Press Ganey, and that's an organization that evaluates hospitals and patient satisfaction and different dimensions of patient experience, I believe, in hospitals. So that's where some of that data might be coming from. And this is another short piece about employee engagement and personality. And it raises some questions and points to some findings about the role of personality. Maybe it would even be temperament sometimes as a part of what make up this whole engagement process. So the one more, I want to be sure to mention one more that is included in those materials is a link to this Gallup report that's pretty lengthy. It's about 40 pages. And you'll see next to the link that I'm encouraging you, asking you to read less than half of that report, a few portions of it. There's an executive summary, just the first couple of pages that'll give you a lot of the main ideas. I think it's worth spending a little bit of time to understand the questions, the 12 questions that we've mentioned briefly before, and what are those? What are they considering? And this is a meta-analysis, which in social science studies is a study of studies. So it uses the findings of many studies to say, what do we know at a higher level, right? Rather than just the findings of one report. So that's what it means when it talks about meta-analysis. So I hope these things have been useful to you, and the new ones are going to be useful as you head into week 3. I'm going to also post a video soon about the video project, how we end the course with a video presentation. It could be something very much like what I'm doing right now, voiceover PowerPoints, or maybe another way that you'd like to do a video presentation. So it's a way to process the material and maybe dig into a topic of interest to you without having to write a long paper. It'll just be a one-page summary, and I'll give you some guidelines on that. And your presentation, you're not going to be graded in terms of high-tech value, but it's another way that we can communicate with one another by using the video medium to share the findings of some research and reflections that are important to you. So I'll be posting those materials soon, and I look forward to staying in touch with you as our week 2 wraps up and our week 3 begins. Thank you. Have a great day.